Good morning. For the next half hour, we invite you to join us for Intimate Moments with the Father, with your host, Pastor Eileen Milazzo. Ladies and gentlemen, Pastor Eileen Milazzo.
The title of this week's message is Self-Discipline. The scriptures teach, make level paths for your feet and take only ways that are firm. Do not swerve to the right or the left. Keep your foot from evil. That's found in Proverbs chapter 4, verses 26 through 27. Back in the day, there was a comic strip entitled Mutt and Jeff, found in the local newspapers. One day, Jeff was sleeping in the shade of an old oak tree. Mutt came up to him and woke him up. "Jeff, why don't you get up?" he asked. Then Jeff replied, lazily I might add, "Why?" Mutt chided back to him, "So you can get a job." Jeff sighed and said, "Why?" Mutt said, "So you can make some money." Jeff again asked, "Why?" Mutt added, "So you can save some." Jeff, still being lazy, asked, "You guessed it, why?" Mutt was impatient as he said, "So you can get a lot of money." Jeff again asked, "Why?" Mutt said, "So you can retire someday." Silly. Jeff asked again, "Why?" Mutt now had him. "So that you can lay around and do absolutely nothing." Jeff instantly perked up and said, "Why, Mutt, that is exactly what I am doing now. Why should I go through all of that trouble?" You don't have to be a rocket scientist in order to know that discipline and disciple derive from the same root word. Nor do you have to be an analyst to conclude that Jeff is a bit undisciplined. Unfortunately, Jeff's problem isn't a joke. Strange as it might seem, to many an American, the population at large lacks what we call self-discipline. Restlessness and instability as a nation can be traced to too much self-indulgent living. From dining out too often to watching too much television. Not to mention, from computers to iPhones, from sports to ski trips. How they love to play. Like good old Jeff, they have grown soft. They take it easy in the shade because they don't have the character to earn a place for themselves. Solomon warned his sons and his daughters about the evils of undisciplined living. He said, "Make your paths level, have firm ways, and do not swerve. But most of all, keep your foot from evil." These are the journeys of a person with direction, purpose, and goals. Solomon wanted his children to make something of themselves. He told them to strive for self-improvement and not so much for a good time. Life simply is not a playground. Learn that, or else you will end up with something worse than bumps, scratches, or bruises on your knees. With a broken heart and a bag of ashes to show for your life. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "The things that will destroy America are prosperity at any price, peace at any price, safety first instead of duty first, the love of soft living, and the get-rich theory of life." These are the philosophies of undisciplined people. Now, discipline. Just what is it? Webster calls it orderly conduct or self-control. Hopefully, you were blessed to have parents or people who surrounded you who believed in discipline to be their God-given responsibility in their teachings. Prayerfully, they tried to balance freedom and rules.
Control yourself.
Beats are so fresh.
I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Yo, I got it. Self-discipline. You know that's what I got. You can't control yourself. ISS got a spot. Each and every day, control what you say, control what you do, and be careful how you play. Don't disrespect, don't talk back to your teachers. Show self-discipline, cause you're our future leaders. People do you wrong, but you don't do it back. It's not your problem if they don't know how to act. You be the bigger person and turn the other cheek. For every situation, don't take it to the street. So be positive every day that you live. But people wanna hate, more love is what you give. Hey, I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Yep, I got it. I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Self-discipline. I got it. Yep, I got it. That's right, boys and girls. It's all about self-discipline. Being able to control your actions. Making good choices. Yeah. Let it go.
Can you guess why God would tell parents to discipline their children? When they are too big to discipline and they're out on their own, they also will have character enough to discipline themselves. I pray that your parents cared enough to lovingly discipline you, because this principle is so true. The young person who already has built-in habits of regularity and obedience certainly has a head start for effectiveness and efficient living. The undisciplined person, disjointed and with loose ends, may finally catch up, but it will only be by prayer and a long, painful struggle. What did Jesus say about discipline? The scriptures teach, "Then he said to them all, if anyone would come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." That person who takes up his cross is a disciplined disciple. He or she conquers themselves that they may lead others. They are in control of their powers and abilities. In other words, set the example. They bring order, poise, and calmness into every situation. Discipline faces life with courage, though your heart may beat with fear. He or she draws from the deeper inner resources than does some weak quitter that stands before them. He or she learns to be organized and to set reasonable goals. He or she learns to attend to life's little details with equal responsibility. Then once that they have collected their thoughts, they lay their abilities and their character at the cross. They know that Christ gives fullness to their lives. They become a disciple with Christ as their Lord. The great Apostle Paul was such a man. He wrote these words, "Therefore, I do not run like a man running aimlessly. I do not fight like a man beating the air. No, I beat my body and make it my slave so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize." And so, he is an example of Longfellow's lines, "The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night." Do yourself a favor and control yourself. Don't be one of these free spirits who floats about like a vagabond. Those kinds of scatterbrains never do much with their own lives. It is like the young man who makes level paths, or the young woman who does not swerve, who makes a mark on society.
Thank you for listening to Intimate Moments with the Father. Have a pleasant Sunday.